longer hear me. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages, you are now tuned into the Investor Show. As always, this is your gracious host, the Prince of Investing, Prince Dykes, coming to you guys and girls live all the way from this beautiful city and state. You know, there we go. Everybody said they can hear me. Everybody says, what's up? What's going on? Everybody on Instagram. Coming live to you guys and girls from the beautiful state of Denver, Colorado. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and make sure. Uh-oh, did I not hit the button here?
Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon. Hit that like, comment, and share button.
Talking about, as y'all can see in the description box, we've always seen dominated across the news and the media talking about, hey, guys and girls, this artist sold their music rights. This person sold their music rights. This person sold their catalog for $50 billion. This person sold their catalog. That person sold their catalog. But you got to ask yourself the question, in order for you to sell, there must be someone buying. Who is buying and why are they buying? That's the question for tonight. So we're here live on Instagram. We're here live on YouTube and Facebook, and the podcast will be the playback. So tonight, this episode, we're going to look into two of the largest asset managers in the world, the largest asset manager in the world, and we're going to look at the largest alternate asset manager in the world, and we're going to pull out real data. So real data, we're going to look up from the company's particular website. We're not going to go off of what someone else said or we heard. If the company's put it on their website and said it, then the company's lying about it, then whoever, whatever, right? So many people go into the fact that they look at music royalties. They always look at it as the artist. Oh, this artist sold their catalog. Who is buying their catalog? And can you invest into buying music catalogs? The answer is yes, you can. But let me first share my screen for the people that's here on YouTube. I need to get a better setup here too. Waving at everybody on there on, let me share my screen here. The first company we're going to look at is a company by the name of Blackstone. Who is familiar with Blackstone? We're going to go to Blackstone first, right? And I'm going to tell you guys how you don't know, but you do know who's buying music catalogs. This is not some pseudo Jedi mind trick. This is just talking about it. So you can get this from Blackstone.com. Blackstone.com. Blackstone, if you want to look them up, they are the world's largest alternative asset managers in the world. The world's largest asset manager in the world, right? Alternative asset manager. They manage $1 trillion. So Blackstone and Hypnostic Sound Management launches a $1 billion partnership to invest in songs, recorded music, music IPs, and royalties. So you go out here, you hear people saying, hey, this person got a podcast deal. This person got a radio deal. Where does the money come from, right? Somebody sold something. In order to sell something, somebody had to be buying on the other end. Now, you see a company like Blackstone has merged with a company called Hypnostic. I think that's how you spell that. Don't criticize me for it. And they're going out. They launched a $1 billion fund to go do something. So, Prince, why do you say this? I say this because this doesn't mean Blackstone is going out and buying it directly. They partner with other people to go out and to go do something. All right? So, for prime example, let's take Prince Dykes. My RA is called Royal Financial Investment Group. I may not go out and buy the companies myself. I may partner with another company called Hip Hop Catalog. I put $1 billion behind them, then Hip Hop Catalog goes out and buys music articles, right? But this is coming back to me. You guys and girls see what I'm talking about? So here they wrote this on October 12, 2021. Blackstone put this, coming from London. Blackstone, New York Stock Exchange, it's on the New York Stock Exchange, BX, and Hypnostic Song Management, Ltd., probably a European company, today announced a new partnership backed by funds managed by Blackstone, which is nearly delivered a $1 billion to acquire music rights and music catalogs. Do y'all see that? This is not me talking. This is not some guy on Facebook, YouTube, podcast. You can look this up for yourself on Blackstone.com up under their press releases. This was released on October 12th, 2021, saying that they're partnering with this company called Hypnostic Song Management, which and they put up $1 billion for Hypnostic Management to go out and to buy music rights and catalogs. So on the other hand, when you see people talk about, this is where it gets funny. I get to the funny part at the end. But now their job is to go out and to get music catalogs, songs, and rights. Hypnostic Song Management, founded by Merck Marcellus, a formerly known as the Family Music, is one of the industry's largest advisory firms focused on music assets and investment advisory to Hypnostic Song Fund, the largest UK-listed investor in music catalogs and royalties, which has grossed a $2.2 billion assets under management, gross assets of $2.2 billion. So Hypnostic has $2.2 billion in assets that are going behind music catalogs. So why do companies want to invest into music catalog and music rights and IP? So this is Blackstone telling you right here. Hypnostic Song Management, I hate if I'm saying this wrong and I say it wrong all night, but y'all excuse me. I'm from Waynesboro, Georgia, Shout out to Waynesboro, Georgia. But anyway, I don't be saying their name wrong all night, but it says, has firmly established songs as an asset class. This is the asset class. The new partnership with Blackstone will deliver financial strength to invest in proven songs as well as grow our song management team and to bring additional sophistication to HSM. That's what I'm going to call it, HSM. That stands for Hypnostic Song Management, enabling us to create a value to our stakeholders, including our songwriters and shareholders in song. Given the strength of our pipeline, we will see the initial commitment as just a start of a long-term partnership between Blackstone and Hypnostic that will also include co-management with song. So right here, you see this company went and pretty much got money from the largest alternative asset management firm in the world to back them by $1 billion, and they're going out acquiring music catalogs. That's the whole thing. So here's the senior managing director. I'm not even going to try to say his name here. Blackstone Technical Opportunity. He says this partnership underscores the long-term sustainable value we will use to create content across the wider entertainment industry, building on Merrick's vision and dynamics. The music industry has been at the forefront of the fastest growing streaming economy and is unlocking a new way of consuming music content. We look forward to working with Merck and his team to continue their exciting journey and safeguard the legacy of the songwriters that entrust us with their content. So these are the different people talking about it. As you can see here, you want to know who Blackstone is? Blackstone is the world's largest asset manager. You see this? World largest asset managers. They seek to create a positive economical impact and long-term value for our investors, the companies we invest in, and the community in which we work with. We do this by extraordinary people and flexible capital to help companies solve problems. Our $684 billion in assets under management, $684 billion in assets under management include investment vehicles focused on private equity, real estate, public debt, and equity, life sciences, growth equity opportunities, non-investment grade credit, real estate, real assets, and secondary funds, also global basics. $684 billion. That was back in 21. Now they're saying it's over $1 trillion today. Markets going up, dividends, all the good stuff like that. So you can see Blackstone is partnered with the song management company to go out and acquire music catalogs. Now let's take it a little step further. Who's heard of BlackRock? Now we talked about Blackstone. Let's look into BlackRock. Let me pull that up for y'all. Let's see what BlackRock has to say about this. Let me go ahead and exit out of that one. I've used that one. Open up the next tab, and we're going to see what BlackRock has to say. So here, boom. Look at this company. It's called Influence Media. What about Influence Media? Influence Media is a music and entertainment platform that is focused on investing in the recording and publishing rights of commercially proven songs that resonate throughout pop culture, bolstered by leadership and advisory team that's well vested experience across music, entertainment, branding, finance. The company is led by the founder and co-managing partner, whatever, blah, 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 right? So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see here, they're talking about companies. Their job is this thing called Influence Media Partners. And Influence Media Partners is talking about, hey, their job, they're telling you, they're focused on investing in recording and publishing right of songs, music, catalogs, right? Now, when you look at this, okay, Prince, what does that mean? When you go down here to their press, read this article they put out. Uh-oh. What does this article say, ladies and gentlemen? Can y'all see it too? Nope. Let's go. Let me stop this stream. Get into the next one. Here we go. So right here, what does it say? On their website. They shared this from their website. I got this from their website. Courtesy of Influence Media. BlackRock and Warner's Music Group has invested $700 million in partnership with Influence Media to acquire music rights catalogs from female and diverse artists, a source confirmed to Verity, right? So this is on their website. Influence Media is saying they got backed by Warner Brothers and BlackRock, a $700 million fund to go after the music industry. Rather than joining the fray, pursuing catalogs of iconic, so this is their thing. Rather than joining the fray of pursuing catalogs of iconic older white male artists like Bob Dylan, Bruce Springsteen, and David Bowie, the female-led influences, right? They're focusing on new, attractive catalogs that are proven. So they're just saying instead of going behind the old white male audience, they're going behind the young audience. So right here, this company called Influence Media, who is backing Influence Media? BlackRock, which is the largest. Who is BlackRock? If you don't know, they're the largest asset manager in the world. The AUM is about $7 trillion, right? Then we got to look at the other company we looked at before, Blackstone, Hypnostic, backed them by $1 billion fund to go after music catalogs. So why are people interested in music catalogs? Why are people interested in music catalog, ladies and gentlemen? It should be rather simple. Cash flow. People are chasing cash flow. We talked about this the other day with HELOCs. Be Jesus Jizzle on not Instagram, but on YouTube says, what's up? Hey, what's going on, man? What's going on? He said he appreciate the content. No problem, man. So here we go. Oh, girl. I said, guy, girl. You know, I know some people get mad at me. I don't know who's what, right? But anyway, now that we see companies like Blackstone, the largest alternative investor in the world, and we see BlackRock, the largest asset manager in the world, right? They have partnered with Hypnostic and Influence Media to go at the music catalog, right? So now, when you see these companies go at the music catalogs, you're asking yourself, man, these companies are really going behind music catalogs. Why? Because music catalogs join and they generate cash flow. Because every time you play a song, the IP or whatever. Now that we know this is happening from the top asset manager in the world and the top, not only the top asset manager in the world, the top alternative asset manager in the world, being BlackRock, Blackstone, are behind this. Let's see how you can invest into it and how can you do it. Is it a way for an everyday person to possibly do it? Yes, there is. There are probably a million ways. I don't want people to call me, contact me, email me, and say, no, idiot, you could buy it this way. I get it. There's more than one way to skin a cat. But what we're going to do here, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to head over to a royalty exchange. That's right. If y'all hear me, it's royalty exchange. And when you go over to a royalty exchange, let's talk about it. RoyaltyExchange.com. Royalty Exchange, using the power of markets to unlock the value to enrich human experiences, right? Royalty exchange, what is their mission? We believe the value of ideas. Too often, um, ideas are valued improperly and unfairly, like music, right? So what they do, this is in exchange for music. As you guys and girls can see, as you guys, is the world's largest royalty marketplace. Royalties. And guys, you can look here and see some artists you might recognize on this list. How y'all doing over there on Instagram Live? So you got Jeremiah, Kevin Gates, Rick Ross, R&B publishing royalties. You got I don't even know how to say some of these artists' names. DJ and producers, hip hop publishing royalties with Chris Brown, ASAP Ferg, all these type of people, right? So let's take a look. 50 Cent, some of his stuff is in here, or whatever, right? Let's take a look at some of these offerings. Right here, you have, I know this guy here, I love his music. Schoolboy Q is on here, right? I'm a hip hop head, if you don't notice. Hey, what's going on, Aaron? He said, hey, what's up, Prince, over there on YouTube? Aaron, I am. What's going on, man? So as you can see here, they have a listing price. Let's take this right here. Jeremiah, Kevin Gates, Rick Ross, and more R&B publishing royalties. They have a term of 30 years. You will see, like, when you sign a record deal, companies usually give you a publishing check up front, and they may not own your music rights forever. They may own them, for a short period of time, maybe 10, 30 years before you get your royalties back, right? But in that meantime, they have value. So this is a 30-year term. The listing price, $385,000, and they got 7.75 multiple here. That's talking probably about 7 times that multiple. So whatever your cash flow is, let's say if you make $100,000 a year, you make $100,000 a year, 100 times 7 is 700,000. So that means that you're trading at 7 times the annual income. So right here, listing price $385,000. Last 12 months earning $49,000. In the last 12 months, this thing has earned $49,000. This is why people buy it. They want the cash flow. Dollar age 11.06. How long has this thing made money, right? Let's say if you invest into a hot new artist now, you buy their publishing. Who remember those songs that was very hot one summer, but they didn't last long? Versus if you got a classic album, let's say Thriller or something like that, that's still been played 10, 20, 30, 40, is one of my favorite artists of all time, James Brown. Music has been played 50, 60 years after they are dead and gone. The music is being recorded. Not everybody is that lucky. Some people have a hot summer, but have a cold winter, right? They could be hot in the summer and that song could just die off. Man, this is the hottest song in the world. Versus some songs get better with time and some songs are just around forever, right? So who remember that Gundam Style song? Go, 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 Gundam Style. That was a hot song a couple years ago. I mean, it was on fire, but I don't really hear that song around too much, right? Who remember MC Hammer, Can't Touch This? That was the hottest song. I was a kid in the 90s. But you don't see that song around as much anymore, right? So that's why, how long has this catalog made music? The age of the dollar. So that's very important. Our songs falling off is hot. Let's take a look at this listing. Okay, well, I didn't pull up this pop-up. I wanted to pull up this pop-up. You know what? Let's do this. I want to pull up this pop-up too so y'all can see this too. On YouTube, because we're live on YouTube as well. All right, there you go. So right here, y'all can see this. Jeremiah, Kevin Gates, Rick Ross, and more R&B publishing. Now, how somebody, let's take a look at this. How somebody owns this. Maybe someone purchased their publishing. Maybe they sold their publishing in order to sell you, in order to get an advance or to sell your publishing. Maybe, that's how people own it. They sell it. For prime example, I could go in here, purchase something, purchase a piece of Jeremiah publishing, then sell it to somebody else. So right here, 25 offers made by 6 investors. 0 offers made from standing orders, right? Let's take a look at this thing. Over the last 30 days, let's go back to the max. You can see this max here, right? It was an offer made in August 29, 2023 for $150,000. It was rejected. Then you can see here, offer was made for $188,000 in September 2023. It was rejected. Then it went up to $200,000. It was rejected. Then you can see here, $280,000 offer on September 5th, rejected, right? Then you can see $290,000 offer, rejected. $300,000 offer was rejected. And you keep seeing it going all the way up to $360,000. And right here, you can see counter offers being made. The last offer came in for $359,000. 2 hours ago, somebody offered $359,000, and the seller counter offered for $375,000. Y'all see this? Right? So you can see, now this is how this thing is going up and down. A $350,000 offer was made 3 days ago, and it was counter offered for $400,000. Then somebody counter offered with $359,000, they counter offered with $375,000. So you can see this bidding war that's going on for this music catalog. So it's right here. It says the catalog has a positive cigar. Cigar is a combined annual growth rate of 4.18%. And it's above 50% of the catalogs in royalty exchange. The catalog dollar age is 10.81. The dollar age above 8 years, if it's 8 years, the dollar age of 8 years, indicates that the song in this catalog has been generating earnings for a considerable period, suggesting a level of reliability and stability in the income stream, because people want income. So what happens is some people are just not putting one artist, they're compiling artists together, right? They're compiling artists together, and then they're going out and what you calling it? Oh, that's my guy right there, Turbo. Turbo, what you doing up this late? He said, very interesting investment idea. Oh, yeah, that's what we do on the Investor Show, if you didn't notice. If you've been sleeping, here on Facebook. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube and Instagram tonight. So right here, so the dollar age, because think about it, you don't want to buy somebody today and they're generating income today, doesn't mean they're going to generate income for the future, right? So it says the catalog dollar is 10.81. The dollar average above 8 years indicate the songs in this catalog have been generating earnings for a considerable period, suggesting a level of reliability and stability income. Examining the YOY, which is the year-over-year earnings, there was a decline year 1 and year 2, with the earnings dropping 6%. This decline was followed by a gradual recovery and growth in substantial years. The earnings in year 3 saw a moderate rise of 2.4%, which accelerated to 6.13% year 4. The most substantial growth occurred in year 5, with a substantial 20% increase in earnings. This upward trend in recent years suggests the potential of growth potential. So the royalties are growing, right? Now you can look at artist information inside of this listing. Who's inside of there? The centerpiece of this catalog is the work from Jeremiah. You know, he had a couple songs. Jeremiah, a renowned R&B singer, songwriter known for his romantic and emotional ballads, has dominated the charts numerous times. This listing includes some of the notable releases, including Love Don't Change, which released in 2011 as a single from the debut album. Late Nights reached the top 20 on the Billboard and Hot R&B hip hop charts. Remind Me. Who heard the song Remind Me by Jeremiah? It's an R&B ballad released in 2015. Oh, Down on Me. I definitely remember Down on Me. That was a hit song with 50 Cent. Down on Me is another standout track and a testament of Jeremiah's ability to blend R&B and pop culture, right? Hey, what's going on, Al, over there on Instagram? So here you go. Let's talk about the earnings note. Earnings in the 1H2002 included $29,000 in YouTube settlements. So these music royalties are getting YouTube settlements, YouTube, Spotify, all this stuff. You know, even when you upload that Instagram video and you tag that video or whatever, you put that on there. This is how they're generating money. So it generated $29,000 in YouTube settlements on for previous periods. Most significantly, the track "Love Don't Change" received $26,000. The 3-year average excluded these adjustments of $39,000. The cigar calculations without the settlement amounts included. So here you can get the finances on how these things make money, right? Here's the finances on it. I don't know what the H means there. Maybe I'm probably stupid, but it probably tell me looks like second quarter. But here you can go through the years domestically and internationally. As you can see, this catalog, it is going up domestically more than it is internationally, right? So Max B, that's my guy Max B over there on YouTube, always holding me down. You know, he says, I'm for sure watching the playback. Oh, yeah. So we're looking at this here, right? This Jeremiah. You're talking about Jeremiah, Rick Ross, and who else was in here? Jeremiah, Rick Ross, and Kevin Gates and R&B. They broke this down to tell you the finances of what it made from 2020, 21, 22, 23. The blue is domestic. The green is international. You can see that international bar is growing. 1H, I'm trying to think, is that H, is that quarterly or whatever, right? So here you go. It tells you right here the earnings in 2019, 37,000. 2020, 37,000. 2021, 33,000. 2022 was a big year, 78,000. 2023, you know, this year's not over, 23,000. You can go down. It'll tell you the ones that's making the money. Love Don't Change, $18,000. Remember Me, 11,000. Who my song Down on Me? I ain't seen. That's why I do investments. I don't do singing. But anyway, that one Down on Me, I think it's the top 5 track. Stop Line, 7,000, 16% of the portfolio. Right? And they ask you, where does this money come from? Streaming mechanics, mechanical, you know, this is that stuff to get out of the music industry. You got mechanical, then you got syndication, whatever, streaming performances, somebody performed the song or whatever. So streaming mechanical royalties show promising upward trend. So with all these Spotify deals and things like that, right? Streaming, all the money, 93% of this money is coming from streaming sales, as y'all can see. So as you can see, physical sales is only 3%, downloads is only 1%. So streaming is where all the money's at, as y'all can see. These are the primary sources. The primary sources of income contributing to over 80% overall earnings each year. It experienced a slight decline in the second year, but rebounded well the following years. So right here, you can see all the money is pretty much coming from streaming. So here we go, looking at the rights. Let's take a look at these rights. You can look at the rights to this thing. And you also can look at, let's take media. And they'll let you listen to the song. You'll be like, man, I don't know what song you're talking about. Prince, hit the play button. Let's see what it plays. Hey, let me stop playing that for they've been on took my royalties. For they claim me and say, hey, you played Love Don't Change. Remember Me, Down on Me. All this stuff is for sale, y'all. Y'all know that? You can make bids on it. So included tracks, if you want to listen to the songs that's on here, there you go, right? So there we go on the music industry. This goes back to the conversation we had yesterday when I was telling you about HELOC loans. Oh, People Life over there on YouTube. People Life said, what's up, Prince? Question. On these, let me see. He says, what's up? Question. Are these public companies? Are they traded on New York Stock Exchange with the ticker symbol? No, they're not. This is what's happening. So for prime example, Pete, let me break this down for you. It's like this. You and I create a company called, I don't know, music company. We create a music company and we want to go out and buy music catalogs. So they're going to publicly traded companies. Earlier in the show, I showed how Blackstone has invested $750 million with Warner Brothers into influence media. BlackRock invested, I want to say $1 billion and partnered with Hypnostic, I think it was. So publicly traded companies are diversifying into this. So I would have to look into that one. I'm gonna look into that tonight. But I looked at the top companies in the world. They are diversifying into it, but they haven't gone and gotten it themselves, right? So that's the whole knowledge base there. Publicly traded companies are partnering with non-publicly traded companies and investing into music. Hopefully that makes sense. Publicly traded companies that solely focus on that, I don't know. That may be a good ETF idea. I'm gonna let you guys and girls know anybody can trade an ETF as long as you got $1 million, right? $1 million, you can purchase an ETF. I wonder, is there an ETF that is solely focused on different genres of music catalogs? This ETF purchases. This ETF could go out and purchase hip hop. ETF can go out and purchase R&B. ETF could purchase pop or whatever. Because these companies, how they're able to buy this, they're getting their money from Blackstone. They're getting their money from BlackRock. Then once they got the money, they're going out, and all you're seeing is the news like this. Let's take a picture of this news here. Let me show it to y'all. Show it. Here we go. This is all the news you're seeing. I think, let's say hip hop wise, you'll see something like Nelly sells catalog, right? Here you go. Nelly sells 50% stake in his catalog for 50 million, right? Let's look it up. Hip hop artists, hip hop artists, hip hop artists who sold their catalog, right? Let's take a look. So I don't know. These are just random websites, but they're saying, hey, you got people like Dr. Dre, Nelly, Future, Manny Fresh, RZA, rappers selling their publishing, right, for huge profits. Look at this March 2023, right? They're like XX sale rights. Rappers selling their publishing for huge buyouts. But nobody's talking about who's buying, right? We're talking about BlackRock, who's the largest asset manager in the world of $7 trillion. They partner with other companies. That's why they hide their hand. You really can't see who's doing it. That's like, oh, Prince Dykes, for prime example. People be clapping it up. Oh man, Prince, you sold thousands of books across the country. But behind the scenes, you got companies like, shout out to American Furniture Warehouse, Bank of America, Belco Credit Union. These big corporations come in and they buy my books before I even finish writing them. I'm working on my 4th book. I probably sold 50 copies already, right? And I probably will sell more before the book is even complete, before it even comes out. Shout out to all y'all over there on YouTube. So the thing about it is, companies, they go in and people talk about, oh man, Prince, you're doing this. You sold this many copies, you done this, but they're not looking at who's behind the scenes, who's pulling the strings to help you buy certain things. And behind the scenes, it'll say, you'll just think, oh, rappers selling their publishing. Who's buying all this stuff? And it'll be some random company. Hey, what's going on there, Aaron? Over there on YouTube, not YouTube, but on Instagram, right? So people are doing that. Companies are going out. They got millions and billions of dollars. I just read it early in the show where I showed you where companies got billions of dollars and their job is to go out and buy music royalties. That's their whole job. So imagine if somebody gave me $1 billion, I partner with somebody, they give me $1 billion, they might get a kickback of 30, 40, 50%, whatever the deal is. I got a partnership. My job is to go out and buy music royalties. This is why you can see rappers selling their publishing for huge profits, right? That's who's behind the scenes. So that's what I want to show y'all. You're seeing these hot things about people who's selling music. In order to sell, there must be some type of buyer. Okay, Pete Forever says, I would love to invest in BlackRock to get that exposure to them. Yes, they're a publicly traded company. BlackRock is right here. BlackRock is the largest asset manager in the world. They're so large, they control the TSP. Right? Let me pull it up right here. BlackRock. You got Blackstone too. Now, guess what? BlackRock manages $7 trillion. So $1 billion to them is equivalent of me giving somebody $5. They manage billions of dollars. So them investing $1 billion is like giving somebody $5. So that's not, a big thing. So far this year they haven't done too crazy, but let's take a look at it. I'm going to share my screen over here on YouTube. But yeah, on Royalty Exchange, anybody can go and buy it. But as you can see, you're gonna need a couple $100,000 to get into that business, right? While y'all in here, y'all hit that like button. Tell me where y'all at, where y'all checking in live from on the After Dark show. So right here, I'm pulling up BlackRock. BlackRock this year is only up by 1%. Over the last 5 years, they've gone up 78%. So it's a good, sturdy company. They pay a 2.76 dividend current yield. That's the yield on them right now. Their market cap is 100 billion. BlackRock manages something like 7 trillion with a T, not a billion. They got a revenue. Their revenue in 2023 was $17 billion. So BlackRock in 2022 pretty much made over $1 billion a month in revenue. A month. So that's like taking, 1 month paycheck and invested in the music. That's what they did. So this is BlackRock. They are a publicly traded company. Let's do a little Google search. Publicly traded companies. Publicly traded companies that invest in music. Let's see any out here. Okay. So you got Apple, Spotify, Sirius XM, Warner Brothers. Okay, Warner Brothers on here. See, Spotify, that's a pretty good one, but you got Warner Brothers itself. I never looked into Warner Brothers publicly traded company. WMG, right? Warner Brothers. How has Warner Brothers performed so far this year? It's been down 8%, up 8% over the last 8 years. Does have a little dividend, $32. So Warner Brothers Music Group. Let's go to their max. They just went public. Back in 2020 during the pandemic. Wow, I didn't know that. They went all the way up to about $48. So, and you want to go into it? Let's think about it. Let's talk about it. Let's go to Warner Brothers WMG. You go to Investor Relations. You can type in WMG IR. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to say, hey, I want to invest into a company that does it, here we go. Let's go to their website here. Let's go to their press release. Let's take a look here. Let me close that out. Let me share this other window that I got open. Let's see what Warner Brothers got to say. I never looked at a music industry, Warner Brothers corporate earnings. So they eclipsed $6 billion in total revenue for the first time in history. $6 billion in revenue. Accelerated in the 4-quarter streaming growth driven by release of slate and ad-supported improvement. Continued strength in music publishing with double digital revenue growth for the quarter, full year. Strong growth expansion, outperformed, blah, 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 blah. Total revenue there. Okay. The 12 months increased by 2 years. Okay. Warner Brothers Music Group today announces 4-quarter earnings. We delivered on our promise of second half improvements and reached over $6 billion in annual revenue for the first time. Warner Brothers ecosystems recognize the value of premium, blah, 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 whatever. Let's look at the numbers. I don't want to hear you talk. So the number one way of making money In 2023, it was like 1.5 billion. It came from the last 3 months. That was in 3 months, 1.5 billion. Came from revenue recorded music. So revenue from recorded music is their number one on making money. Revenue recorded music revenue. So you got revenue recorded, it was 1.5 billion. Music revenue, 1.2 billion. Music publishing revenue was 298 million. Digital revenue, $1 billion. All right. Operating income adjusted OIBDA. So after all their royalties, they brought in $154 million. So, a company like this, the net income of 154 million in a quarter. So I got to look at the annual. Let's take a look at what they made last year. Let's not look at the quarter. Look at the annual report. And ladies and gentlemen, this is how I study and break down stuff. This is the only place you're going to get information like this, where you're not talking about, hey, this is what I heard and somebody told me and I heard some pseudo Jedi mind. I'm going to talk about that part too. I'm going to do a podcast. Y'all should look at that. I can't wait to do that one. The pseudo Jedi mind investing, right? Pseudo Jedi mind investing. I don't want to get too far into it tonight, but here, this is the annual report. This was put out by Warner Brothers. Shout out to Pete for Life who got me going through this rabbit hole. Not even plan on doing this today. This is the annual 10K report. See this? This is a 10K report filed with the Security and Exchange Commission, Warner Brother Music Group. Now, if they lie on this, then they just lie on this. This is why I go to this. This is dry. It's not all the way raw data. It's raw public data. And you got all this stuff here. You can read about the history, the overview. I'm just going to go down here and look at the 3 main statements. Let's go down here and see how they make their money. Come on. 144 pages. Goodness gracious. I should have went to the other. Y'all excuse me as I find my place. And let me clear my throat. Okay. 100. Okay, we ain't worried about that. I want to look at the raw. I want to look at their financials. You know what? I ain't got time to. Let me go back to that table of contents, what I should have paid attention to. They could try to hide it all they want, but I'm going to find it. So here you got business, legal, financial statements right here. That is on page 77. Y'all see that? So now I'm going to skip on my little happy behind. Oh. I'm going to skip on down to page 77. Make sure y'all can see that. We're going to go down here to page. Here we go. Still ain't take me all the way to page 77, but it's close enough. All right, here we go. This is the good stuff. This is the finances. 77. Where we at? Consolidated. Okay, now I got to go down to 81. Goodness, man. They trying to hide this. Here we go. Hey, what's going on? Reddy says, Doc, right? What's up, bro? He says, what's up? Keep teaching. Oh, yeah, that's what I do. By teaching something, you learn something even better or more when you teach. I always tell people, teach, man, teach. When you teach something, you learn even more when you teach. You retain knowledge more. When you see something, you retain one level. When you hear something, you retain one level. When you touch something, you retain one level. When you see, hear, and touch, you retain even better. If you see, hear, and touch, and taste, go even farther. But if you teach it, it goes even further that way. All right. So right here, the assets, total assets of 7.8 billion in 2022. 7.8 billion in assets. The total liabilities was 7.6, putting them at about 200 million, right? Total equity, 168 million. That's the network of Warner Brothers Group, according to last year. 168 million. That's not a whole lot, right? Because now let's go back to WMG stock. Let's Google their stock. WMG stock. Their market cap is, the market cap is 16 billion. The network is only the company's only worth 168 million on the books, according to last year. Let's look at some of their revenue. They brought in a revenue of 555 million. Okay. So when you look at this, if a company has a net income of 555 million, right? Let's see here, 555 million, and it's trading for 16 billion. That means that company is trading for about what, 20 times net income. But the only way you're going to better look and see that's a good or bad deal, you got to look at the other industries too, other people that's in that industry. Who's beside Warner Brothers? Who else is publicly traded besides Warner Brothers? Are they doing something? This is the way this company trades? Because this right now is multiple. If you make 500 million and you're worth 16 billion, that means you're trading about 32 times net income. 32 times net income. That's the multiple. That could be an industry. The multiple is decided by the industry. So you got to look at the industry to see who else is trading at that multiple in that industry. And the industry average multiple could be 100. And if this is at 32, that could be a signal of good value. All right. I had no idea. I never even looked at Warner Brothers Group. Yes, but shout out to Pete for Life out there in Arizona who got me into that. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude today's episode, as I just got through talking about the music industry and who is investing into the music industry and who's taking a look inside of it. So just get through taking a look inside of it. Hope y'all got something out of this, that you can go in the public market, invest in companies that aren't doing that, or you can go to companies like Royalty Exchange, where they have listings of music royalties. So that's it. This is no different from what we talked about yesterday about HELOC loans. Remember those HELOC loans where you got all these companies coming out saying, hey, you want to borrow against your house? You want to take some money out of your house? And you go and do it, and you take the money out of the house, and what happens? You take the money out of the house, and what ends up happening, ladies and gentlemen? They give you the new interest rate, because companies are out there, they're taking advantage of the high interest rate society by saying, hey, you got $200,000 of equity in your house. You want to borrow that to fix your house up? And you're like, yeah, I don't mind if I do. They're like, okay, well, you can pay us back at 8%. You're like, what? I got my house for 2%. Yeah, you can borrow it back at 8%. And then that's the way to make 8%. All right. Hope y'all got something out of this. I enjoyed talking to y'all tonight. Make sure y'all like and share, comment, and subscribe, and tell all your friends and cousins and them. Into the next video podcast, cartoon, or whatever else y'all see me doing around the globe. Y'all already know my name is Prince Dykes. I'm the Prince of Investing. Peace. Be safe. And y'all check out the book series, Wesley Learns to Invest. Wesley learns about credit, and Wesley learns about insurance. I'm out.